the person, the sponsor, who can teach you, or it can be your downline who can actually learn from your experience of how to do this particular party. So now we're going to go to another topic, which is called how to make yourself confident in the party. I think this is one of the things people always say, I can do it. You know, I'm not confident enough, I can't do the party, I can speak publicly. And I'm going to give you some tips on how to avoid this and make sure you can do this party. Well, first of all, just be yourself, because you can't make any mistakes by being yourself. If you think that your idea is to be yourself, then you'll be confident. You don't have to be, you know, a professional speaker or anything like that. If you be yourself, you be natural. I mean, all of us can speak with people, maybe not in a big audience, but, you know, if you just be yourself, you go there and say, I'm really sorry, I'm really a shy person, but I'm going to do this party for you. It's going to be absolutely fine. So make everything as casual as possible. Include some jokes. You know, make sure you tell them about your own weaknesses, because when you do tell people, you know, are aware of them and they don't judge you. And the more simply you do for them, the more relaxed we will feel in the party as well. If you make it too professional, people would feel out of place. They won't know, you know, what exactly to say. Maybe you have to like use official language or anything. You know, this is a party, and at party people relax and have fun. Don't worry about any mistakes you're going to make. Every party ought to have some. As I mentioned before, it's a party, so just relax and let everything flow how it happens. Know that everything you might need is in the script. I actually do use the FM folders, which you can get from FM office. They're just simple paper folders, which you can hold anything you'd like. And I usually have the script as a top sheet in my folder, and I also include some other valuable material in there, so I can show to people when during the actual party. Now, why using or reading the script is okay. I think we kind of think that if you don't use the script, you look more professional, you actually, you know, stand out a bit more, it feels like you know better. But actually, that's not true. And the reasons for that is that, well, everyone does it. TV news presenters, they do use script, TV show stars, best host of events, we actually do have scripts. You can use it in any different form, like TV news presenters, they actually use the auto cue, which is a TV, which shows the text. So actually you don't really see them reading the text, but we do. We just that because we don't see that, we think we know that by heart, but believe me, we don't. And I studied journalism, so I know those things. TV show stars, well, you might notice that sometimes we have a big clipboard or something like that where we actually keep looking at the little tips what we can get, and we actually don't really know everything by heart as well. All the questions we're going to go to ask, we're going to have everything on the clipboards. And best hosts of events. Well, the last events where I have the hosts, we either have a paper, or now we get a bit more technical and we get iPads and we own laptops and everything, so we actually use these events, but we still use some kind of a script. So don't worry, using and reading from a script is definitely okay. It makes other people at ease that they can do the same. Quite a lot of time, the people who are going to be in your party are your already existing distributors who are planning to be a part of, you know, persons who are actually doing the party, or they might be just people, you know, who are maybe just first time hearing about them, but then you look at you, thought, oh, she's doing it quite easily, or he, sorry. I can do the same. So if you actually are going to read it, people will think I can do the same. Everyone can read it, so it's going to be really simple for them as well. Notes would help you to have smooth party, concentrating on the people rather than trying to remember everything. And that's really what will happen, because if you have a party, you wouldn't think, you know, if you have a script, you wouldn't think, oh, what is the next thing I have to say? Should I mention this? Or maybe I should go with that one. If you have a script beforehand, you'll have an agenda for yourself. You know exactly what you're going to speak about, what's going to go next. So then you can actually react to people's comments easily, not worrying that, you know, we might do it something in advance that will make you very nervous, and you'll people think that you'll forget what's going next. So how the script goes. This is a draft version. The script you can do it however you like. I sometimes change the script beforehand depending on the party, depending on the place where a party is doing. If the party is at my own home or if I'm at someone else's, and then just see how time I have, how many people there is. So the script can be variable. This is just the basic idea of what we suggest to do. So you'd have a small party for yourself. First of all, you have to introduce yourself. And I do include this in the script. I know this is one of the simple things, but quite a lot of people would forget that. They start speaking about the company, start playing the games, and they completely forget to tell who themselves they are. Sometimes you don't even forget to say their own name. So it is vitally important to actually introduce yourself for the audience. At the beginning, obviously, just to have an icebreaker game. Quite often, people who are in the party, they don't know each other because you want as many people as possible to invite to the party. So you would, invite your neighbors, your work colleagues, your friends, your old friends, maybe someone even a different age. So it will be quite a lot of people who haven't seen each other before. So icebreaker game makes everyone at ease. They'll kind of feel, we are at a party and it's much easier. One of the games I suggest is Truth and Lie game. This game is, well, I suggest to play this game if it's not that many people, because if it's too many people, it can get a little bit complicated. Truth and Lie game, the idea is to actually let everyone to tell 2 facts about themselves. And it can be anything, how many children they have, what jobs they do, where did they study, where they've been born, or what skills specific they have, basically anything. And one of the statements have to be a truth about them, one have to be a lie. And the idea is for the other people to actually guess which one is a truth and which one is a lie. And I think this one is actually a really funny game to play, especially if people already maybe seen each other around, because you find out a lot of stuff about themselves. Sometimes you never even believe that, and it's usually quite tricky to decide which is truth or lie. But it's very funny, and we have lots of laugh with this game. One of the other games, which is I think one of the easiest games, and it works really well if you have a lot of people. I don't know if you noticed, but one of the most difficult things to remember in a short party like that is the names. And especially if you have to remember everyone else's name. And being living in UK, we have so multinational country with lots of people from different areas, and sometimes the name is so difficult to pronounce, and sometimes it's very difficult to remember it. So in this game, what we actually do, we kind of create a nickname for everyone. And it makes everyone it easier to remember them, and when you actually associate someone with a nickname, it's you're more likely to remember that person's face as well. So I call this game either on the way to the party game or a nickname game. The on the way to the party way is how everyone sits around in the circle, and what you have to do, you have to say, when it's your turn, you have to say, on the way to the party, I met, and you have to say whatever you can meet, but it has to start from the same letter as your name. And then you have to repeat every other person who told you before the nickname. So you have to also mention their names as well. It might sound a little bit complicated without actually giving it a go, but just simply think that the idea is for everyone to try to remember people who were before them and also their own nicknames. And the host, who is usually the first one who starts the game, is also standing at the end of that same circle, and he has to repeat all of the nicknames again. So you have to be sure that you remember them as well. But don't worry, if anyone is trying to worry, I don't have any good memory or anything like that, don't worry, you can always help, everyone will help them out. And that actually will bond everyone, because when everyone is trying to help someone else out and trying to remember and everything, everyone gets into this friendly mood, and the party will go much, much nicer with everyone being friends. So as an icebreaker makes everyone laugh and have fun. This is just a couple of them which I use at the party. If you have any more ideas, maybe you played in previous parties, not necessarily a perfume or product party, It's just any party. Or you can go to the internet, just Google Icebreaker game, and you just definitely will find plenty and plenty of the games to play. And remember, when you were children, when you were in school, you might have played very good game, and it can apply to the party as well. Just have fun. The next thing on the script is another game, because I think parties, is about having fun, and games are a very good way to do. And we actually, with these games, we introduce our company very easily. One of the easy games to play as well is left and right game. And the people would always want to play this game because we're actually going to get a prize. And I always suggest to have a prize, or if you actually do have someone who can make makeovers, maybe this game will help to decide who is going to win a makeover, who is actually can get that makeover for your later on demonstration. Left and right game actually has its own script. So the idea is where you have a wrapped present, and you send it around, and by reading your story, which is called left and right story game, people send the parcel either to left or to the right. So it's very easy game. People love it, and we just always have a lot of laugh because we sometimes forget to send it when we hear left and right, and everyone else just shouts, no, left, right. So it's really funny, and I'll be able to send the script for you as well later on. Another kind of new game, we introduced it in March, April time, and we had quite a lot of big demand on this game, and we noticed that it really goes really well. Because we call it Perfume Party, and we're going to get a chance to sample some of the products at the Perfume Party. Makeup is usually kind of forgotten, or because you have to try it, and you can't really try it sometimes on the day. With bingo game, you get a chance where you actually hear about the wonderful products that we have in our mineral makeup collection. And in the bingo game, well, everyone probably knows what bingo game is, where you actually have numbers, and you have cards, and a person who crosses the numbers which hasn't been drawn quickest, he wins a prize. In our bingo game, there is no numbers. It's actually pictures of the products we have, and we do actually draw the pictures, and while people are looking on the cards the right picture, we have some time to cross over, when people actually cross over from the sheets, we do have some time to tell them the key benefits of a product that we are suggesting. So it's quite a funny game. People find out about their products, and the last party I had on Tuesday, I read to everyone about the benefits of using silicone, and quite a lot of people later on just wanted to try this product just because I told them. Otherwise, we might have even noticed, we haven't even noticed in the catalog. So it did help to push more sales. With bingo game card, you have to have quite a lot of preparation because you do have to create. But there are a couple of the teams who already created, so you might be able, to see if maybe you can borrow from them, or if you do have your own big team, maybe just make yourself and share it with your team as well. The last game we usually play is called Perfume Alphabet Game, and for this you just use any alphabet cards, where you can have all the letters from the alphabet. And in this game, the idea is to pull out the card, and your people who are sitting, the guests, have to shout the name of the perfume or the brand starting from the same letter. And a person who says it quickest, you actually do give them the letter, and in the end you count the letters, and a person who has most of the letters wins a prize. So it's kind of interesting game as well to play, because you'll see how many brands there is in the world, and people would be realizing that there might be something that they haven't heard or they forgot, and it's quite often everyone wants to get involved, everyone wants to get a prize, and it's easy game to play, so everyone feels I know the name. So it's one of the games, if you want a party to get going, to get a little bit of heat, it's a must play. And then you go to a fem introduction. When you actually do the Perfume Alphabet game, you'll notice how, as I mentioned before, you'll notice how many brands other people know. And it will allow you to start a little bit about a fem introduction, because you can say that, you know so many brands, and now we're going to introduce another new brand which you might not heard before because it's still quite fresh and new in UK. So I think this, I always leave a Perfume alphabet game at the end because it always leaves you an opportunity to start a very nice introduction to FM. So games will help you to make an easy entrance into the serious part, and that's what I meant by using Perfume alphabet game. Now, how do you actually introduce FM? Well, first of all, tell that this brand is still new and how FM came to UK and how long it's been in UK. Giving a little bit of knowledge shows your competence, and I think it's kind of vital to mention people, that there's something we haven't heard before, and there are reasons for that, just being quite new. The next thing, you have to mention the products, and I always start with the perfume because, well, first of all, it's called Perfume Party, and second of all, perfume is the core of the business. Pretty much all of you who are here today started this business by hearing about the perfume, I think, and like starting and trying because it's something very, very unique what we do. And one of the things you have to say about our perfume is the concentrations. Before even starting about the price or about the price and the difference in prices and the other product main qualities, you have to tell about the concentrations. And for this, I always use the concentration sheet. I'm going to just show it for you again. Hopefully all of you have it in your starter kits, because I think this is the most important tool you use when you actually do sell or tell people about our perfumes. Because without it, FM products don't really look that competent, because everyone can say we sell perfume, but it's quite a lot of time people are not aware of what is the main difference between perfume eau de perfume and eau de toilette. With this sheet or this slide, I don't know if you're using it online, you can show the main difference, you can show how long our fragrances are going to last, and why we are better than the ones in the high street. The other main thing you have to mention is the difference with high street brands. So it's again about the quality, so why we are better than the ones in the high street. Also mention the similarities because of the drum laboratory, because quite a lot of people think that when you actually buy designer fragrance, that particular designer created it. But most of the times it's not the case. Designers like Calvin Klein or Estée Lauder or any other designers, they actually do go to the laboratories, similar like drum or even to the drum, and order the products from them. So we don't actually create the fragrances, we order it from laboratories. And if you mention to people to this, and mentioning that drum is one of the most recognizable laboratories in the world, people would be really glad to know that we are from the same high quality designers as perfumers as the other fragrance brands. And now I think it's the time to just tell about the pricing difference. You don't necessarily need to say the actual figures, what is the difference, but mentioning that people would be really surprised when they see our prices, and the reason for that is because we don't advertise, we don't have any celebrity endorsement, and our packaging, although it's very nice and comfortable to use, it hasn't been designed by some major designers, which would add extra cost on the perfume. And when you say about this, just say you actually wear perfume, not the bottle. So mentioning these key facts will get people already interested, and if you never heard about the FM group, or we have wrong information about the FM group, we'll get all the clarifications we needed. The third product range, it's toiletries, and you can tell them about the matching products that we have, the shower gels, body lotions, and the roll-ons. People like, to have a little sets for themselves, or even, especially before Christmas, we might want not to buy just the fragrance, we might order our products. So if you mention this, we'll be more than likely to actually ask about them later on. Don't forget to mention makeup. We already heard about that a lot during our bingo game, but at this point you can say that all our makeup is mineral makeup, that the colors has been chosen for every day and every night makeup, and people like it getting really, really popular out there. The last product range is home care and pet care range. I don't necessarily talk a lot about these product ranges, but I think it's kind of vital just to mention people that we do have and be biodegradable and environmental friendly, so people are aware that we are dealing with very high quality products here. So before we finish with our actual script, we always say that we're going to give you a choosing the right fragrance consultancy, and you have a couple options to do that. One of them is actually do the Color My Perfume system game, which I most of the time use, and I'm going to touch on it in the next slides. Also, you can just give them a fragrance wheel and try to decide the right fragrance for themselves. We do have separate presentations of how to use fragrance wheel, but I'm going to show you in this presentation as well, just quickly how you can do it. And you can also just choose the right fragrance for them if you have lots of people and you don't have time, or they are in a rush. You just can start just giving them to try some top sellers, and maybe they'll be more likely to buy from them. Just be professional. Don't compare some products to other leading brands. We already told them that our products have better quality than what you can have in the high street. So don't start saying, oh, this can smell to the other leading brand or something like that. Be someone professional who knows about the company. We know how good our products are, what fragrance family they belong, and all these tools like Color My Perfume and Fragrance Wheel will help you to do this. Now, how do you do Color My Perfume? Well, for this, one of the most important things is preparation, because without it, it can get very, very difficult. And for the preparation, you're going to need a starter kit with your color labels. And for this, you have a couple options as well. First of all is you actually have a stickers around every single vial of the sample. And the stickers is a different color representing the fragrance family group that the perfume belongs to. The other one is where you can actually have a fragrance strip. So it's the same idea as stickers. It is in between your actual sample kit, so you don't need to put the stickers on, you just put it in the insert. So this is sort of a little bit more simplified version to do that as well. The next very important thing is where you have your fragrance strips for family groups, and for this you just basically have the actual perfume strips, which one of the sides has the scent, and it has either the number of the fragrance or just a number in your category, and it also has to have a color of it, so people would be much easier to recognize which fragrance they smelled. The next one, you have the sheets for rating. By this I mean these sheets where you can rate the main part, which is the fragrance groups, and then later on, when we'll choose the fragrance group, you'll be able to start choosing the right fragrance by smelling on the fingers. And don't forget that there are two different form sheets of these. One is for women and one is for men, because men has different fragrance family groups, so be aware which one you are giving to your people. Also, we suggest to go to simplythebest.biz website for full demonstration how to do Color My Perfume. Stephen Bourne gave us brilliant videos for people how to actually do them, and actually that's how I learned to do them, and I think they are brilliant videos. Or if you do have, obviously you do have a sponsor, go back to your sponsor, and most of the times your sponsor will know how to do it. If he or her himself won't know, we'll go back to the sponsor, and then in that case, you'll get, you finally will be able to learn it. So how do you do that? Well, first of all, hand out the sheets for people. Give everyone tea bags or ground coffee and explain why you need it. And now, I don't know if anyone are aware of that, but we do need tea bags or ground coffee, so people will be able to smell the right fragrance smell, because everyone's nose can hold up to 3 scents at one time. So if you have too many scents in your nose, it might get a little bit confusing. Everyone can start smelling exactly the same. So I really recommend to actually have those two to either tea bags or ground coffee for every single person, so we can smell them in between when we get a little bit more complicated to hold more the scents. Also, you have to start with the fragrance family. So first of all, you give people to smell the actual strips of the fragrances. After they decide which ones they like, if you have a lot of people in your group, you can start dividing them into groups. You know, if you have a couple of them who like woody fragrances best, some of them who like cheaper, some of them who like flower, you can divide them so it will be much quicker to apply the actual scents for them. But if you have just a couple of people, it's fine, you know, if they just sit around and you can do it later on. Now, give a personal explanation and consultations. After people actually do smell them on the fingers, you go to the, look at the paper and see which ones is, you can definitely say which one is the most, the best fragrance to smell. And then you can show them in a catalog how the bottle is going to look like, maybe show some other examples what we can try as well. Tell them, looking at the back of the catalog, which matching shower gels, body lotions we do have for these particular fragrances. And when you give this personal touch for everyone, we're going to be more than happy to order some. And now you can give out the order forms. Actually, being a bit cheeky, when I actually at the beginning, when I handing out the sheets, because most of the time you don't have a proper table where everyone can sit down, usually are sitting down in the sitting room, and quite a lot of people don't have a place where to write on these sheets. So I do give them catalogs, so we can have catalogs as a support for writing. And in the first page of the catalog, I actually put the order form. So when when we get the explanation, say if you do want anything to order, you just can have a look at the order at the first page of the catalog and just order that. Now, your assistant will come really handy in this part. As I mentioned before, I would suggest you to have an assistant, either a person who introduced you to the business or one of your downline people, and they'll be able to help you with handing out the sheets. Like, let's say you are giving introductions to everyone, and they'll be handing out sheets and tea bags. And we also will be able to give consultations. If you have lots of people, you can start giving consultations. We can actually help you out with this. Now, this is the Color My Perfume fragrance wheel. So it's made, actually it hasn't been updated. I'm going to update it tonight because I realized it doesn't have the newest fragrances. But the idea is that you actually, if you don't have strips or stickers for your actual starter kit, this is one of the ideas you can use as well. Because what ideally people would do, if you choose one of the fragrance family group, we can look at the particular fragrances and we're going to just choose from this wheel which ones we would like to smell. And the same way the actual Color My Perfume works around as well, because usually people, if let's say we chose one of a floral and we still haven't found the one in the group, we can go either to the left or to the right to find the right fragrance for themselves. Some very important tips is give the host a gift or a discount and announce it very loudly, because others will want to book the party. So if you're doing this party at someone else's home, don't forget to do this and reward a host. If you're doing it at your own home, maybe have some terms and conditions and invite everyone to do the party afterwards and tell them what is the benefit of doing it at their own home. Make sure you explain to the host everything what's going to happen on the night, and yet you both agree with all the party content. And it's kind of vital. I mean, a host might haven't been in your party before, so he might not know what's going to happen. So if you'll just give him a brief introduction of what games you're going to play, when you might need the help or anything like that, it's kind of very important to do this. One of the other things, if people are interested in the business, have a private talk with them or just invite to the next opportunity meeting, because not necessarily everyone will be very interested in this, and if you start talking, everyone can get a little bit confused because we thought we're coming to a party, not to the business presentation. So do it separately, not at the party. One party usually makes you some more bookings, so the people who are coming there, they might think, oh, I can do one as well, especially if you can earn extra prizes or extra products for free. And now, because Christmas are coming up, it's really important. If any of you have another job, not only FM, if you do have a part-time or full-time job, this is one of the suggestions to actually, most of the jobs have a Christmas parties for the employees, and maybe this is one of the good ideas you can suggest for your boss, maybe this time to do it a different party and actually have a perfume party in there as well. So it will give you an opportunity to promote your own business in there as well. You can go around, town center, just make some flyers that you're doing perfume parties, remember your old friends, your neighbors, and just suggest them to do something different for themselves. So that's it for today. I just wanted to say that you don't have to have any special abilities to host a party. But believe me, after you do one party, you will feel very special because it's really simple and easy to do. You just have to start trying, because if you don't do anything, you won't learn to do it. So just have fun and earn money. Thank you.